It's the MD warrior. Boy, I'm built for this. Life threw me battle, but I'm still gonna win.
Muscular Dystrophy Warrior, just like all the videos in last video, a moment of silence for all the fallen warriors who sadly lost the battle to muscular dystrophy, Duchenne, or any muscular dystrophy. Also sending prayers to all those families who have lost someone with muscular dystrophy. Well, you guys, it's been a few days since I have recorded and uploaded a video to the YouTube channel. This video wasn't planned. I had planned mental health video, but sadly, I lost the information I was gonna use because I was gonna share my screen with you guys so you guys can see like what I'm reading, because I didn't want to feel like, oh, he's just reading off of it, because I felt like, I needed information about isolation, why does it affect people with muscular dystrophy or people with mobility issues? Why? You know, I can't just sit here and talk about, oh, isolation is this, we need evidence, what science says, and stuff. So for this video, it's one of the difficult topics in the muscular dystrophy community because this video is going to be talking about life expectancy as someone with muscular dystrophy. Why, you guys probably asking, why am I creating this video about a difficult topic? Because the reason is because a lot of people don't really understand how serious muscular dystrophy is. For some people, just because, oh, you're in a wheelchair and talk, they're like, oh, it's not that aggressive, He can talk, but all he can't do is walk. But like they don't know that it's a progressive disability, and life expectancy is a part of muscular dystrophy, That's why I'm making this video. Not trying to scare nobody, you guys. I'm just trying to, talk about this difficult topic because, um, like I mentioned, there's a lot of people that don't think muscular dystrophy is that serious, because they see you talking, you're able to talk, communicate, and they don't really think, oh, it's not like when they hear cancer, shout out to all my cancer survivors and sending prayers to every person dealing with cancer. I send prayers that you get healthy, and win the battle against cancer. Like when people hear cancer, they think, oh, that person kind of died, passed away. But, it's the first thing that comes to mind, I feel like. Not, I'm not saying it in a bad way, just mentioning like when you hear that, you hear what else? I can't think of it. Diabetes, diabetes, if you control it, you'll be okay. But some people have passed away with diabetes, because they didn't take care of them or was too serious, because there's different types of cancer, when you think about, am I gonna, you know, passed away, when you think of cancer, HIV, I'm just going off top out of my head, what disability, or because when you hear those, you instantly think death. But when you see someone with muscular dystrophy and you're not well informed, like caregivers, doctors, individual living with muscular dystrophy, any type of muscular dystrophy, like I said, caregivers, parent, grandparents, brother, sister, we know what muscular dystrophy means, what muscular dystrophy Duchenne means, you know, when it comes to life expectancy. We know because we obviously doctors tell us, explain to us, every doctor appointed, they explain it to us, It's about the outside world. For me, in my case, there's people that don't really think my disability is that serious, but I'm like, Jackie, you don't do your research because everybody's too, they don't want to research or they're just too lazy to, or they don't care about reading things about disabilities, that's why I'm making this video, not trying to scare anybody with the muscular dystrophy community or the disabled community in general, because I felt like people don't really, there's people that think that certain disabilities are not that important, but it's like, it's a disability, every disability is important, not just mine, not just any disability is important, but I feel like for me, it's more important to talk about muscular dystrophy, Duchenne, or any muscular dystrophy because I live with it. I can't talk about a different disability because I don't know what that person thinks, feels, I don't know their pain, I don't know what they're thinking, because each disability has its unique challenges, Not every disability is the same. Like some people think every disability is the same, you know. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's why I'm making this video, explain a little bit how this works, for those that don't know, you know, a lot about muscular dystrophy. So bear with me, you guys. Hold on. Wait. Hold on a minute, you guys. Okay. I don't know, you guys can, I think, yeah, you guys can see the screen. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, so I typed on Google search muscular dystrophy life expectancy. In the AI overall gave me this muscular dystrophy life expectancy varies greatly by type, but recent advances mean people with Duchenne muscular dystrophy (DMD), the most common form, can now often live into their 30s and 40s compared to the teens or early 20s previously, thanks to better care like corticosteroids, respiratory support. Other types like Becker MD can have middle symptoms and a near normal lifespan, while EMD, ED often leads to early death from heart complication, highlighting how critical early diagnosis and comprehensive care are, are for extending life. So see, it used to be in their 20s, but thanks to the new advances, 30 and 40s. But like I said, it varies, which is I felt like it was a good thing to mention on the video, for those that, don't really know a lot about muscular dystrophy. I know, hold on. I know it says past life expectancy was often limited to early teens. 26, so I'm already past the early teens, which, it's a blessing, Then now we're talking about the present. We improve care, steroids, respiratory, cardiac support median. Life expectancy is increased when men live into their 20s, 30s, even 40s, which is a huge blessing, The key is advanced multidisciplinary care significantly extends life, with all the advances, technology is advancing, so or the treatments, Let's talk about the other types of muscular dystrophy. Since they're hard to read, some of them, Becker muscular dystrophy is easy. These two, I don't know how you pronounce it, I don't want to mispronounce it, you guys, for those dealing with these types of muscular dystrophy. I don't want you guys to say comments down below that I didn't pronounce it, so I'll just, use the short version. Becker muscular dystrophy (BMD), milder than DMD with slower progression, allowing some individuals to live nearly normal lifespans. EDMD often leads to significant heart problems, requiring pacemakers in early adulthood death due to cardiac issues, despite mild muscle weakness. Then FSHD symptoms vary, but it generally progresses slowly, and while it can affect quality of life, it doesn't always drastically shorten it. Factors influencing life expectancy. Let's see. Type of MD. Each type has a different progression and set of complication. Exactly. Every disability, like I was saying earlier, every disability has their own set of complications, It's not the same. With muscular dystrophy, each of them, like I mentioned, progresses differently. But those that have DMD, muscular dystrophy Duchenne, it progresses faster, Those that live with this, caregivers, everyone that knows about this, But there's people, like I mentioned, don't think that it's that serious, just because you communicate, you think about, you you use your own thoughts, you think for yourself, you're verbal, all that stuff. So they don't really think it's that serious. It's like, oh, he's in a wheelchair. I mean, there's people that are in wheelchair that probably had an accident, that's why they're in a wheelchair, but it's a whole different ball game, whole different thing, there. So anyway, so I thought I mentioned it. Quality of care, very important. Comprehensive multidisciplinary care is critical for managing symptoms like breathing heart problem. Yes, they take very good care. Like you guys can see, I don't know, you guys can see I have a blanket because it's cold where I live. I think it's like 45 degrees, 50, not that bad, but there's other places, it's crazier. Early intervention. Prompt diagnosis allows for early management of complication involving outcomes. So that's it, you guys. So I thought I'll share this, make this quick video, not too long, talking about life expectancy for those that are not really aware how serious muscular dystrophy is, but those that are living with muscular dystrophy, caregivers, parents, siblings, don't let this affect you guys. I know it's hard. It's a hard situation. I'm in the same. I'm in your guys' same shoes, so I understand. I'm not just saying nonsense. I live with muscular dystrophy, Duchenne. I'm 26 years old. Been living with it 26 years. So I understand the struggles. But my individuals, that are curious to search their life expectancy. I mean, even I did look at it once, like when I was younger, I was curious, so that's why I mentioned this. But don't let that affect you, you guys live life like it's your last day, enjoy life. That's what I'm trying to say. Enjoy life, with your family, with your loved ones. Do whatever you like. If you have an opportunity to go to college, go. Do it. Focus on things you can do. Enjoy whatever, if you're religious, whatever God wants you, to stay on this earth. Find your purpose. Don't let life expectancy affect you. Don't. I know it's hard to not think about it. Because muscular dystrophy plus life expectancy, it's a bad combo. But it's hard to not think about it. And stuff. But I'll just say this. Stay focused. Focus on something you enjoy. If you enjoy gaming, movies, creating content, do everything you enjoy in life, Enjoy it, and stuff. Life is too short to be sad. I know it's not an easy life living with any sort of disability, especially muscular dystrophy, DMD, any disabilities. Hard to, to live, but we just have to keep going, and, be thankful for another day, blessed for another day, blessed to be here another December. Hopefully, we all make it to Christmas, New Year's, you guys. Stay strong, you guys. And yeah, so that's the reason I decided to create this video, you guys. I'm not trying to scare anybody, you guys, or, saying, oh, he's just making random videos. No, this is the reason, like I said, like people don't really understand what the struggle is. The only people that understand are people like myself who have muscular dystrophy or any disability, caregiver, parents, siblings. They have someone who has a disability. We understand, the outside world doesn't. So I thought I'll make a video, to help those people better understand how muscular dystrophy is, not trying to change their mindset. Even you explain to people, sometimes they don't change their mindset, but maybe if maybe we talked about this and other topic related to muscular dystrophy, we probably will be a couple of people that won't misunderstand us anymore. They will kind of understand little bit because, they're not in our shoes. So anyway, you guys, I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And before I end this video, like the great Kobe Bryant said, Mamba out, but in my case, it's MD Warrior out.
Yeah. Started from the struggle, now we speaking on it real. Turn the pain into power, now the whole world filled. Every bit, every word, man, I'm keeping it true. If you rockin' with the journey, then I'm rockin' with you. Came up from the days when they said I wouldn't last. Now I'm out here dropping stories, turning future from the past.